Hello, students. We will now today see the science of flying. Another topic, a very beautiful topic in sciences, the science of flying. How do you fly? Let us see. So, the time from which humans have seen the birds flying, we also wish to fly like them. Yeah, it's very obvious that when old people, they used to look at the birds, they would have wished that they could also fly. Birds can fly because of their wings and their powerful muscles and their aerodynamic body. Now, the aerodynamic body means that the body which supports in flying. That's what that type of body is called, aerodynamic body. This type of body cuts the air and they can do other stunts in air also. But humans cannot fly on their own. We don't have wings nor the aerodynamic body, correct? So humans search various ways to travel in the sky. And what is the best way to travel in sky? Yeah, aeroplane. Yes, aeroplanes, helicopters, all those things. So in our attempts, it makes us from hot air balloon to strange gliders and eventually to supersonic jets. So this is a hot air balloon. We all have seen this. There is also a wallpaper on this hot air balloon. Here is the glider. Okay, this gliding is done on a high edge cliff, and the glider sits here and it glides. And last but not the least, this supersonic jet. So these are some human made options. But what are the human beings learned? What have we learned about the forces of flight? What are the forces of flight now? And we know what it takes to keep birds and planes in air. So we just researched, humans researched at how the birds fly, and they got the answer. There is this positive force or thrust. There is a negative force or drag. There is a upward force called lift. There is a downward force called weight. So let's say this is a plane, and there are four forces acting on it: the thrust, the speed of the plane, that is called thrust. Then the drag is because of wind. Okay, backwards in the backward direction maybe. Then there is lift. Lift is upwards. Okay, the plane should move upwards, and down is the weight, the self weight of the plane. So there's an experiment for all of you. There's a chart paper. You require chart paper, markers, colors, crayons, paper plates, scissors. Let's see. So draw and cut out a nice form of bird from the chart paper. Right sets of colors to depict its body. Cut the paper plate in two halves and paste on either sides to depict its wings. Okay. Once the wings are firmly stuck, hold them and try to emulate a flying bird by moving the paper plates up and down at fast pace. Make a note of all of your observations. So what is being done over here? You have to make wings, and you have to you have to make them fly, emulate a flying bird. So how does a bird fly? Bird fly like this. Okay, like this. So you have to make these types of birds, these types of feathers, with help of chart paper, and you have to emulate that action. Okay, now what happens? Let us see. So the difference in the air pressure on the upward and downward side of the wings of the birds help them fly. Okay, so let's say these are the wings like this. The air pressure, the pressure of air, okay, the air exerts pressure. We all know that. So that air pressure on the upward side and the downward side. So if the downward side pressure is greater, the bird flies high. If upward side pressure is greater, the bird flies low. Okay, and this is what helps them fly. The streamlined body, along with the extremely strong muscles in their wings, aids them in flying easily. Okay, so now let's discuss how the airplanes fly. So, for airplanes, the lift force which upwards is equal to the weight of downwards. So, if this condition happens, the lift force or the force at which it is going upwards and the weight of the plane is same, then the plane stays at the constant height. Okay, so let's say this is our uh, this is our world over here, just for the consent to show you how aeroplanes travel, and this is our aeroplane here, like this box. Okay, so at this height, the lift force of upwards and the weight of the plane is same. So now it will revolve, or it will be in this path only. Okay, it will this be in this path only. It will travel the whole world. Okay, at this path only. Now the thrust force forwards is equal, if the thrust force is equal to opposing force of the drag, so plane stays at the constant speed. So if the thrust, that is the forward force of plane, and the drag, which is the force experienced by the aeroplane in backwards direction, if both are the same, then this plane will be at constant speed. Okay, it will be at constant speed. So that is how the planes fly. There are many more complex mechanisms, many more complex theories in how the plane flies. But remember these things right now at this moment. Okay. Another question: why can't humans fly? Humans cannot fly because we don't have wings to generate lift. Yeah, that's the first obvious answer. Second thing is humans' body weight is so much in proportion that we require very big wings. And if even if we had very big wings, we cannot generate thrust because our arms are not so strong to generate thrust and keep us in the air. Humans cannot fly on our own. We don't have wings nor the aerodynamic body. We try various methods to fly, like hot air balloon, gliders, and supersonic jets. While thinking, we also derived some concepts like lift, drag, weight, and thrust. Airplanes fly by producing more lift than the weight and more thrust than a drag. So this line explains each and everything in greater detail. How do airplanes fly? Aeroplanes fly. Let's say this is our aeroplane once again. Aeroplanes fly by producing more lift, it is upwards force, than the weight. I'll draw a small arrow for weight and big arrow for the lift so that it will be visible, and more thrust than drag. So more power here than drag. Okay, so more power forwards means aeroplane will go forwards, and more power up means aeroplane will go high. This is how aeroplanes fly. Okay, these are your STEM cards: science, technology, engineering, mathematics card. And some notes for you: the difference in air pressure on the upward and downward side of wings helps them fly. The streamlined body, along with extremely strong muscles in their wings, aids them in flying easily. Okay, so these are references that I used to make the slides, and this is the end of presentation. Thank you.